Welcome to our few minutes together on the Parsha, right in the middle of Pesach cleaning. We're getting ready for this awesome Yontif, and this Shabbos, of course, is Shabbos HaGadol. And on Shabbos HaGadol itself, Mi'etz Hashem, everyone's invited to the Shabbos HaGadol Drasha at 5:15 p.m., but I will be speaking about Shabbos HaGadol at that time. Right now, I'd like to speak about Parshas Metzora. That's this week's Sedja. The Sedja starts out by telling us, Shem speaks to Moshe saying, Zos tihiyeh Toras HaMetzora. This is going to be the teaching of the person who is called a Metzora. And as our Chazal say, because he was Motzi Ra, he brought out bad. The classic reason for having tsaras, that disease we spoke about last week, which is not Hansen's disease, but a physiological manifestation of a spiritual malaise, that tsaras, which will go away in time, has to be brought, it says, Zos tihiyeh Toras HaMetzora. This is the teaching of the Torah of the one who brought out bad, and the bad came out through his skin, and he developed this lesions. B'yom Tahara, so on the day that he ultimately becomes Tahor, and the Pasuk says, V'huva el ha-kohen. He shall be brought to the Kohen. Now the very next sentence says, V'yotza ha-kohen el michutz lamachane. And the Kohen should go out to the outside of the camp. And Rashi says, out of all three camps, where the person who is the Metzora is. So it's funny. First it says, V'huva el ha-kohen, and then it says the Kohen should go out of the camp. Why does it say the Kohen should go out of the camp? So the Siach HaSodeh explains, a Kohen is sitting in the rarefied atmosphere of the Beis HaMikdash. He's in the precincts of Kedusha. And when a human being makes a mistake and speaks perhaps Lashon Hara, which he shouldn't have, and he gets the punishment of the tsaras, because of the perfection of the Kohen in his rarefied, holy ivory tower, so to speak, he doesn't have an understanding of what could possibly motivate, what the situation of the individual is who might have done this. And he might look terribly askance at him, really looking down on him. And consequently, the Torah says, V'yotza ha-kohen el michutz lamachane. Let him go outside the camp. Let him see the situation that this person is in and recognize the difficulties on a daily basis that this person faces. What might have motivated him, inexcusably, but at the same time, understandably, to come to this level, and so he won't think so poorly of this individual, despite the fact that he did the wrong thing. He'll at least have an empathy and an understanding of the other individual. And that seems to be why the Torah tells us that he has to go outside the camp to the one who had tsaras. There's a famous story about how you have to empathize with others, about Ma'os Chitim. It's a very well-known story of a man who came to the Brisker Rav, and he said, I have a shaila. I have a question about the Dalid Kosos, about the 4 cups. The Brisker Rav said, what's your question? So he said, am I allowed to use milk for the 4 kosos? I don't have enough to buy wine, and milk is much cheaper, and it is Chamar Medina. It is, on a low level, the beverage of the community. Could I use milk for the 4 cups? So the Brisker Rav looked at him, opened up his drawer, took out 5 gold coins, and gave it to the man and said, go buy enough wine for 4 cups. So his wife said to him, 5 golden coins? You gave him 5 golden coins for 4 cups of wine? You could buy much more than 4 cups of wine with 5 golden coins. Yes, said the Brisker Rav, I could. But if a man is asking me If he can have milk for the 4 cups, it means he doesn't have any meat to eat. He hasn't got a seudah. He's living like a pauper. And you have to understand where he's coming from. And consequently, I gave him the gold coins so he can have a Pesach that will be enjoyable. And it will be something to give him a sense of Yetzias Mitzrayim, of freedom. When you want to know another person and you want to try to help the other person, you have to find out where they're coming from. And you have to go out there to see the place they're in. And so the Pasuk says, the Kohen has to go out to Michutz LaMachaneh. Like the Brisker Rav went out of his own reality to put himself in the reality of this other person to help him celebrate a wonderful Chag HaPesach. It's truly a Shabbos HaGadol if Klal Yisrael can imbibe this beautiful lesson and can go out for others and helping others to realize that we can all unite and come together to have a Chag Kosher V'Sameach. Have a wonderful Shabbos.